Hey there, fellow watchers. It's me, Whitey, and this is Born to Watch, the movie podcast where we don't take the movie or ourselves too seriously. Of course, unless it's the Snorbs Report, and then we take ourselves extremely seriously. Public service announcement, the Snorbs Report won't be in tonight's episode as Damien isn't here. Guy Ritchie burst onto the scene with one of the great 1-2 punches in cinema history. And tonight we tackle his second and also our second movie of his, Snatch. The Pommy gangster film had a run in the late 90s and early 2000s, and it may have hit its heights right here. Pikeys, dags, bullet dodgers, and an 85-carat diamond await the Born to Watch blowtorch. We've got a special guest with us here in the Born to Watch studio to give this English flick a little bit of authenticity. But firstly, welcome back, Gal. 2 weeks away. Sorely missed.
Yes, it's good to be back in the chair. I've been out honing my craft.
Mate, I was very disappointed that you were in San Francisco. I did ask for a selfie with The Rock in the background, and you didn't send it.
Oh, I do have one.
Good.
Just didn't send it. I forgot to send it. Yeah. I was actually going to The Rock. Yeah, you know, like my commitment to my craft is
it's unparalleled.
Yeah.
It's unparalleled.
So yeah, so it's good time. Good times over there.
It's good to have you back. We survived without you. So Dimmy Cockburn and I did a 4-ball, and Morgs was involved in one, and he was really disappointing.
Was he?
Yeah.
Typical Morgs.
Typical Morgs. What a dick. Look, the special guest, world-renowned. It's not often we have someone world-renowned on the couch with us. You may know him from, his hard house times as a world-renowned DJ.
Legend.
Self-appointed. Paul Glasby joining us on the couch. It's been an absolute pleasure having you so far. It's only been 2 minutes.
I can spoil it, don't worry.
No, you won't, mate. It's a low bar.
Well,
for first timers, it's a bit like all first times. It's going to be disappointing, but it's going to take a lot longer than about 3 minutes.
Well, as long as I do better than that plumber you had on.
Yeah, look, Will the Worky, he's coming back on shortly. He's getting better each time.
He's a good guy.
He's a lovely fella.
He's a lovely fella.
We enjoy having you here. And I see you've got an A4 sheet, a couple A4 sheets of paper.
2 A4
yeah.
sheets. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he started with compliments.
And a phone number written on it.
2 pages. Exactly. That's detailed notes.
That's
excellent.
That is.
Well,
I
thought it was until I saw you.
I think. Yeah, well, this is it. He's at some stage. I'm sure you'll feel a little bit out of your depth.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But
Gawipedia over here.
Well, this is it. Gawipedia. Now, mate, this is the first time on the show for you, but it's not the first time. Obviously, we've known each other for some time.
Yeah.
But it's not the first time that you've had anything to do with an F-wit or someone to do with Born to Watch. We have a swim fan in Auckland, New Zealand.
Ah, yes.
And when I mentioned that I knew Paul Glasby, strangles nearly came in his pants.
He was excited.
Yeah.
So, mate, you met up with the man wearing a
did.
terry toweling bucket hat and embarrassing himself as a 50-year-old man.
Well, he literally lit up with the UV light. Like, what the fuck is that? He's like, oh, he's white, his man.
Mate, he was very excited. Thank you for looking after him.
No worries.
And we're all now Born to Watch brethren.
Excellent.
So we're all now joined.
I'm grandfathered in.
You are. You're grandfathered in. You are. All right, overs and unders, a 2000 movie. Now, we're lucky to see this because the Millennium Bug nearly took us all down. But it didn't.
No.
So it's 24 years old, this one. I've been pretty conservative. 15. 15. Okay, 15. Look at this. Look at this. So we'll start with you, Glass.
Okay.
You're right on the knocker.
Yeah, 15. At a guess.
Yeah.
Do
you remember the first time sort of seeing it?
Not really, no. And I'll tell you why. Because my DJ career kicked off in January, the last Sunday in January 2000.
Oh, right. Everything's a blur after that.
Yeah, because by that, in the October, so this film came out in November, I think. And in the October, I did my first international gig. So I'd gone from obscurity
So you've gone from in your bedroom on the decks
Yeah.
on your own.
Whereabouts did you start your career? Like, where were you?
So Insomniacs, which is a club in, have you ever heard of Gatecrasher? So Gatecrasher
Yeah, I
was,
spent a bit of time in London.
Yeah, Morgs and I travelled together. You may have
Fuck,
heard.
can we stop with that shit?
But we lived in London for a couple of years together.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there was a big club in Sheffield called Gatecrasher. It was like,
right.
became like a big international brand. And then Tom set up Insomniacs, which used to start at 4 a.m. So Gatecrasher would finish at 6 a.m. His club started at 4 and finished at midday.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So I'd been doing, I used to do a mixtape every week and I'd pass them on to him. But the two guys that he was in business with, they wanted Insomniacs to kind of be an extension of Gatecrasher. So they just wanted more of a trance sound. So they didn't want me playing. And then at Christmas time, somehow he managed to get rid of those guys. And he's like, I want you on last Sunday, last set. So it was perfect for me because I didn't have to tone anything down. I just went and did what I wanted to do. And I walked in, started playing, and within 10 minutes, half the club had left.
Excellent.
Awesome. But the other half were just going crazy. And then within a few weeks, he used to get a new queue of maybe 200 people at like 9:30. Because the club was always full, so until people left, no one else could come in. So at 9:30, he had a new queue, and there's people left when I came on. 200 new people came in and paid just to see me. So,
That's how it begins.
That's how it begins, yeah. And then Insomniacs took off, and I took off with it. And
I am completely blown away that a club would open at 4 a.m. and you're going on at 9:30 a.m.
Well, yeah, I used to do 10 till 12.
Jesus
Christ. And then there was another club called Zulu that started at 12 and went on till like 6 on the Sunday.
Just all day?
All day.
So you could have a 48-hour bender.
Oh, people
comfortably
used to come to Sheffield and go out on a Friday night and then do the Saturday and then Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, and then
pass out for a week.
Yeah.
Freaking hell.
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand why you wouldn't remember when you first saw it.
So yeah, it was around that. So that whole time was very much a blur.
A blur. That's understandable.
Yeah.
It's understandable. G-Man, what about you?
Well, as I said before, I was living in London at the time.
Of course you were.
So with Morgs. So we watched it somewhere. I can't tell you where. That's 24 years ago, but would have been somewhere over there because it was hot on the back of Lockstock, and we were all fans of that. So everyone wanted to see the next installment.
This is a movie that you quote quite
regularly.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's a couple in here which I chuckled going, it just all I saw was your face. So over's 15, you reckon?
Over 15 for sure. I'd be 20, 25-ish.
Okay.
I reckon.
Yeah. So Paul, just so you understand, we don't need to watch the whole movie, but if we've caught sort of 30 minutes of it, we count it.
Oh, okay.
Right, so it's doesn't need to be
172 then.
Yeah, well there you go. But yeah, look, I'm over's 15. I'd be like, probably between 20, 25. This is one that I could easily put on late at night at the video shop. Saturday night, 9 o'clock. Put it on for an hour, have a chuckle. Might get a few rentals out of that. But
it's a good story. It's so intricate. You still got to try and figure out who's who.
I only just realised this time there is so much going on.
Yeah, there's tons. That's
so
what I mean.
Going on. And the thing is that the people that are watching it probably not in the real state to be able to take it all in. So it feels a bit music video to me. Like it's like a DJ set at Insomniacs.
Yeah. but there's a lot of there's a lot of cues in the music. There's fast forwarding. There's a lot of change up of the pace.
Yeah,
of this, it's a fast paced movie, but it sort of winds through, and then you've got to try and figure out the storyline.
Yeah. Do you want to realise this time around is that although you'd say Jason Statham is the star of this movie, he's not in it very much.
No, it's an ensemble. It's an ensemble cast. Yeah. Look, he is the main.
Well, he's the face. Like
he's the face of it.
But I'm not even sure if he was the face because he's like the second film that he. Like, Did anyone really know who he was?
No, you're right. But I think his character is, I guess, you tell the story through him. He's the protagonist.
But he's the biggest. Like I'm going to talk about it. Yeah. Like he's the weakest link.
I
in the
agree.
film
I agree.
By a fucking mile.
Absolutely. Well, he's the guy with the least acting experience. In I would think.
Well, Vinnie Jones, but Vinnie Jones does a much better job than he does.
I think Vinnie Jones is amazing. In this film.
Yeah. But Vinnie Jones is that little bit typecast where he just plays the heavy, right? So it's a bit of a.
I think this is the highlight of his career.
Yeah, but his comic timing's really good, and he's smashing the head in the door, and then he's like, "Bonjour,
bonjour." Bonjour.
It is well written like that.
G-Man, why don't you tell us about Snatch?
All right, well, let's start. We'll the tagline: "Stealing stones and breaking bones."
I like it.
Turkish, an unlicensed boxing promoter, is pulled into trouble when he becomes involved in big-time criminal Bricktops. Can I start again? Turkish, an unlicensed boxing promoter, is pulled into trouble when he becomes involved with big-time criminal Bricktop, who wants him to arrange a fight and fix it. Meanwhile, a diamond theft goes down, but the 84-carat stone goes missing. This leads Avi, the boss who was supposed to receive the stone, to come to England to search for it, with the help of his cousin Doug, the head, and Bullet-Tooth Tony. As events twist and turn, the two situations blending into one with a chain reaction of events carrying on for each and every character.
Yeah, it doesn't give anything away. It's
No.
probably one of the better succinct
That
synopsises
tells you what's
we've had.
going on without giving away.
Yeah. I thought it was 85 carats. So anyway, that just fucks the tail of my son.
Mate, you know, like,
No, it is 84 carats. It really fucks the tail of my kid.
They actually, during the movie, no, it doesn't. It doesn't, because stat for you between in the movie,
it changes.
they alternate it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll stay
actually-
with 85 carats.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, because what your next line rhymes with 5.
No, it doesn't. But it's a key component. Okay. It'll just throw me off. I've already got "We Didn't Start the Fire" going through my head, so I'm screwed anyway. Critical thinking. IMDb rates Snatch 8.2 out of 10.
Okay.
So pretty hefty.
Yeah.
74% on the tomato meter with a 93% popcorn meter score. Don't know what that means.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's high on the punters want to watch it.
Yes, I'm assuming that's what it is, Gear. We still don't know.
No.
It's been 135 episodes,
But-
and I don't know.
Well, popcorn meter's new. Yeah. How can,
It is new.
how can
It's-
we know these things? You
we're
know,
only
like-
5. I think we're only 5 weeks into the popcorn
Yeah.
meter, so we didn't know what the previous one was.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that was audience score. I
we're a
think.
mile away from figuring out what this one is.
We are. Got a couple of reviews here. Got a bad review. Frank Switek, one guy's opinion. An orgy of macho posturing and cheap film school tricks masquerading as style, a supposedly comic dance of violence and gore that repulses rather than entertains.
Tosser.
Wow. That's pretty harsh.
There's a lot of violence, but I don't think there's a lot of gore.
A lot of the deaths are done off screen. There's not. There is violence, but a lot of it's
It's implied.
implied
Yeah.
violence.
Yeah, sure.
I
They
mean,
chop the arm and
apart from
stuff
Boris
like-
the Blade getting smacked up by a car.
That's
but-
brutal. I don't know
yeah.
how he's walking after that.
Yeah.
Surely his legs are taken.
He's
He's
like
got
the
no legs.
Terminator.
He's Lieutenant Dan after that.
Yeah, he's.
All right, a good review. Jonathan Foreman from the New York Post. Once again, writer-director Ritchie demonstrates a deeply pleasurable combination of verbal flair and visual wit while conveying the genuine, intimidating hardness of the English working class and its love of language.
Did he say deeply pleasurable?
Yeah, he did.
Or you do want to be deeply pleasurable if you can.
I try to be deeply pleasurable whenever I can. I get knocked back a lot. Now, DJ, this is talked about the English working class and its love of language. As an Englishman, is this a movie that you can relate to?
Yeah.
So
no.
because as Australians, say Crocodile Dundee, which is probably the greatest export of a film really that Australia's ever done, like probably the most successful film,
And literally everything I knew about Australia before I got here.
and it's all bullshit.
Oh, really?
Well, it is like it's all bullshit, right? But is this pretty on the mark?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my. So before I.
Here we go. Doesn't want to give too much away here.
Well, you've seen the picture.
I've seen the picture.
Okay. So we'll explain to Gal.
Yes.
Okay. So I showed Whitey a picture of me when I was 21, 22 at my friend's wedding. And there's 17 of us in this picture. But there's only 3 of us out of that 17 that didn't end up in prison.
Nice.
So there's, me and 2 others that were so I grew up around a lot of this
These
you know,
sort of
these
gangster
kind of characters.
yeah.
I thought they were great guys, but South Yorkshire Police and Interpol disagreed.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay. What do we got here? Just get rid of that. G-Man. Time to shine. Ordinary people.
All right. Well, we haven't done a Jason Statham movie, have we?
No,
not the one
I
I've
don't think
done.
we
You
have.
haven't done Transport or anything like that.
No, please, we're never going to do Transport.
No. Well, I've missed a few, so I don't know if we
Mate,
might
we'll do Young Einstein before we do Transporter. I'll give you the tip. And I know him. I know Young Einstein, Yahoo Serious.
Oh, do you?
And we'll do his movie, and it's terrible. Love you, Yahoo, but no, not happening. And
Okay.
Transporter isn't either. Well, might do Crank.
Do
yeah,
Crank.
Frank's good.
Might do Crank. There's sort of the Snorbs report and Crank would be off its tits, literally.
All right. Well, look, as everyone may know, Jason Statham was a diver. He was on the British national team for 12 years.
Yeah.
Until 1992. Then he was on the 10 meter and 3 meter springboard, finished 12th in the world champs. But he was also a fashion model.
Oh,
Right. So
he's a good looking fella.
yeah, he was apparently a black market salesman as well, and he was doing his acting. So he got an audition for the role as Bacon in Lock, Stock through French Connection, because that's who he was modeling for at the time.
Oh, FC UK.
Yeah. So that's how he got that. Yeah. So they became an investor in the film, and then he got introduced to Guy Ritchie, who asked him to audition for a part in that. And then to do it, he asked him to convince him to buy some fake jewelry. So he had a bit of a background in that. So he must have been pretty good at doing that. So they put him in Lock, Stock, and then bang, he was straight up into Snatch. So, and that's where he star. This is where his star really goes.
He takes off after this.
Yeah.
So he was massive, Jason Statham. Yeah.
But after that,
Massive.
he was
Still
in
is.
Turn It Up in 2000 with Ja Rule. He was in Ghost of Mars. He was in The One with Jet Li. And this is all around the 2000s. So Ghost of Mars. So Vinnie Jones. He's Vinnie Jones again with Mean Machine in 2001. And then he was in The Transporter, as we said. But that franchise has really sort of kicked him off as well. And then The Expendables, I guess, later in his career.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's sort of cemented himself as that hard action figure.
He went through, there's a really good movie of his. Just trying to think, I can't remember the name of it, but he plays a copper, and the guy, Littlefinger out of Blitz. Blitz is the movie, and he plays a copper, and there's Littlefinger out of Game of Thrones is the baddie, and it's excellent. It's one of his best movies. It's like a smaller budget pommy film, but he's a copper chasing this serial killer, and yeah, it's really good. If you haven't seen Blitz, Blitz is really worth a watch. Pretty violent, and he plays that bad cop. He plays the stand where he gets suspended because he's going above the law, and then he goes on the run for the bad guy.
Into his own hands.
This is what he does. Yeah, but yeah, you know what you're going to get with him.
Yeah,
and I don't mind it.
I'll tell you what I really like. Homefront. Have you seen that?
That's really good.
Yeah. Well, you know that with his. Well, I could be wrong, but this is what I heard. So Stallone was the writer on that, and I'd heard years before that Rambo, whichever one, Rambo 4, was the storyline for Rambo 4. Then it never came out, but it's basically Homefront.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. They shelved it and then put it to another movie.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that somewhere along the line.
Well, I'm glad they didn't shelve. I'm glad they went with the Rambo 4 we got.
Yeah.
Because when he turns that 50 cal
that
and blows that guy into 5 million pieces, I stood in the cinema and was like,
Do you remember that? It was so boom, boom, boom,
Mate,
and it was like,
it's incredible. I remember we were in Warriewood Cinema and there was like 8 of us or 10 of us sitting along this, and we were all.
It was great.
Oh my
scene.
God.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my God. And I love a film, and I think we did it. I might have done it last week, where they just make the guy so bad. So you had the guy that was the head of the Khmer Rouge in Rambo 4.
Yeah,
but he's also a pedophile.
Yeah, he was bad.
So it's not bad enough that he's in charge of the genocide.
Yeah.
He also is a pedophile.
Yeah. He's the guy that gets with the machete at the end. And
yes. Yep. Well, it happened with Annie Wilkes last week for Misery, where it's not bad enough that she kills people, she kills babies. So let's make her really bad. She's a baby killer. Yeah. So like that.
But yeah, so look, this is Breakout. I thought he was. I know you'll have a differing view to this, maybe, but I quite like the chemistry between the two of them, between him and Stephen Graham. Stephen Graham again had done a lot of TV before this, and this was this was his breakout role.
He goes on to star in Band of Brothers after this.
Yeah, he's in a couple of episodes of Band of Brothers. Yeah,
one of our favourites, Line of Duty.
Yeah, he's in Line of Duty.
One of the great.
Mate,
English
he's been in
TV shows.
so much stuff.
Yeah,
like over the so much English stuff. Yeah. But he was in a lot of TV. He did a lot of jobbing early until he got into this. But yeah, I thought he was really good. He's sort of the dim-witted partner.
He's really thick
to Jason Statham's. Suave sort of.
I've got to say,
I know
Paul, you find him a weak link. I just find that and maybe I just find him underutilized in this movie. And obviously, it's only his second movie.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe, but it's like I always remember the dialogue being terrible in this film, but it's just his dialogue.
Yes.
It's just him. Like I went back, there's one bit with Bricktop that just makes me, but everything else, I'm like, actually, that's fucking really good.
Yeah, well, see, and Bricktop wasn't much of an actor either, but
No, well, because he was in Lock, Stock, as well.
Yeah.
He was the
He was the barman,
yeah,
the barman,
and he was
yeah.
the narrator.
yeah, Bricktop's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. It was. Yeah. But yeah, Bricktop, he's like superb.
Yeah, funny.
That Tommy. So you talk about Brad Pitt and the accent that he does, but that Tommy, have you ever heard him in real life?
No.
He's full on Scouser. So
Oh,
the fact
really?
that he does an accent like that in the film, like his accent is amazing as well.
So
in real
you
life-
don't realise he's putting on an accent.
Oh yeah,
In Line of Duty, he's quite a Scouser. So
Yeah.
yeah, I do know
Yeah,
what you're
so-
saying. Yeah,
yeah.
like, he's got that
They always
really
they
thick.
put that on to be that British accent or that London accent, I guess.
yeah. But typically in a film, no one does a Scouse accent because no
No.
one can
Yeah.
understand what the fuck they're saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the way that, yeah, like I heard him being interviewed recently because he's just in a new film where he's got like Jack for it. Like,
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember what it's called, but he's got like it looked really good.
He's a jobber. He's in heaps of stuff.
Yeah.
Stephen Graham or
Yeah,
mean- yeah.
yeah.
All right, G.
oh look, we talked about Bricktop. Alan Ford. He was a taxi driver in American Wealth in London.
Yes.
He was
Yeah.
an early role. Heaps and heaps of TV.
Yeah.
But such an iconic role. I mean, I watched a thing not long ago where people still pull him aside on the street when they see him.
I'm surprised he's
And
still alive. How old? He's
he's
got to be old now.
I think he's in his 90s now.
Right.
He's late 80s anyway.
He's got that. He does a lot of. Last week we had James Caan with his face acting because he was in bed for 15 weeks.
Yeah.
He's very good face acting. Bricktop's a mouth actor.
Yeah.
Does a lot of stuff with his mouth,
Mm.
and you know, before he talks, and
Well,
he's good at it.
You know,
He
you were
works.
saying about
He's menacing.
about how they say he's a bad person. Well, they intentionally did this to make him out to be an even worse person because he makes dogs fights and
Yes.
he you know
Yeah,
he's cruel to the dogs, which is just brings the badness of his character down another
Yeah.
level as well. That's what they did intentionally to make him like this guy's really really bad.
Mm.
But I think he plays that understate. I mean, he's quite funny. Again, he's got a few good lines in there.
Well, he's awesome. He's hilarious.
But yeah, I was saying he gets pulled aside, and like people ask him to pull those lines out.
Yeah.
My pedigree, chums,
Yeah.
like, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He gets pulled on the side of the road to
no
do it.
Turkish. I'm sweet enough.
But yeah, look, as we said, that we've sort of hit everyone. I mean, Brad Pitt's in there as well. We've talked about Brad Pitt
Yep.
a lot before.
Yeah.
He really wanted to be in this movie, so he actually called up Guy Ritchie and said, "Can I be in it?" And he
Yeah.
rewrote a part for him because he didn't have a part.
He wasn't originally. Yeah, the part wasn't originally written.
No. Then he wrote it, and then because of his accent, he couldn't do the Irish accent because he did in a Devil's Own.
Well, this is going to say
Oh.
big call for Brad Pitt to go in another accent movie where he is shit in
Yeah.
the Devil's Own. Like you think of the worst accent that could possibly done, and Brad Pitt's 5 rows below it for the Devil's Own.
But that's why they did it, and then they made him unintelligible. So that's a key
So
part of it.
clever, but so clever.
Yeah. But that adds to the character because
Yeah.
that's what he's supposed to be, mysterious. You're not really
Yeah.
sure what he's doing and what's going on. And
You really don't know anything that he says,
no,
which is incredible.
I think they do a
can-
very
I
good
can
job.
decide for it.
Of course, you can.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
You know what?
partial to
I'm
Parky.
watching it, you're listening to it, and you can pick up bits when he's talking about the caravan and stuff, but you can pick up bits of it, but that's intentional, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the,
Well, like, because
that's
they
the way
turn
he's
around,
done-
don't they? And they go, "Did you understand a
Yeah.
word he
What
just
is
said?"
Yeah.
No, I didn't. They become the audience.
But look, obviously, as we talked about Dennis Farina,
Yeah.
I remember him in. We used to watch Crime Story.
Crime Story is a great TV
Yeah.
show. One of the great TV shows,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh, we watched that. It was 86 to 88, I think.
Get Shorty.
He was in Get Shorty.
Yeah.
He was in Striking Distance.
Yes.
He was in Reindeer Games as well. He was something else as well. Oh, he was in Code of Silence with Chuck Norris.
Oh,
85.
that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Code of Silence.
That's
Yeah.
Chuck.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Chuck. Yeah, we haven't done a Chuck movie yet.
No.
We probably won't, to be honest. Yeah,
But look-
Gow wants to do a
Oh,
Chuck
of
movie.
course I do.
Gow likes. This is a Gow. Gow likes hard movies.
The Octagon.
That's right.
Hard,
Hard.
like prison movies.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Not female prison movies. Like hard prison movies.
Lock up.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
speaking-
anything with prison.
Speaking of hard, we've got Vinnie Jones. We're just going to hit some of these other ensembles. We've got Vinnie Jones. We've got Benicio Del Toro.
Yep.
in
Again,
this.
a good play for them. He's in it so very little
Yeah.
because you're like, oh wow, Benicio Del Toro's in it, and he's gone after 15 minutes.
And then he's in that scene where he changes suits like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's on the phone, and then
Yeah.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Frankie Four Fingers is gone.
Yeah.
With his arm chopped off. We've got I'm going to stuff up this pronunciation. Rade Sherbedgia.
Oh, yep.
He was Ivan Tretiak in The Saint.
Yeah, and he was also the baddie in Goldeneye, I believe.
He was in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he's in a Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he was Dr. Nikovic.
Ah,
yeah.
Well done.
And, of course, we can't forget Mullet.
Jason Fleming.
No, Ewan Bremner.
Oh, Ewan Bremer, yes.
From Trainspotting.
Trainspotting,
Yeah.
Doesn't fling any shit in this movie.
Shit the bed in this one.
No.
Oh,
Disappointing.
hey, Tony, how you going?
Oh, God. There's no coming back from the family when you've shut the bed and you've got to rip the sheets down, is it?
I remember seeing Trainspotting in the cinema.
Oh,
and
dear.
I was like with some girl, I can't remember. But yeah.
I remember watching that scene and just going, oh,
Yeah, there's no coming
that's
back.
brutal.
There's no coming back. What about any box office and stuff, G-Man?
Well, look, it opened in the UK, as we said, 1st of September 2000.
Oh, September. Okay.
Well, it may have had an early opening because in the notes here it says it grossed 2.6 million, but it included previews of £542,000, so it was 3.1 million of its opening weekend gross.
That would have been close to when the Olympics were on.
Yep. It beat American Beauty by the record set by American Beauty earlier in the year, so it had a $10 million budget. It grossed 30.3 million in the US and Canada, and then a total of 83.6 million worldwide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good. American Beauty, I still chuckle at the day doesn't get any better than this. When he's wanking in the shower at the start.
This is the highlight of my day.
This is the highlight of my day. My God.
But look, we've done one other 2000 movie. Do you know what it is?
One other 2000 movie.
One
Do I
2000.
know what it is?
What? It's only one other we've done.
2000. No.
I'll give you 2 words. Left side.
Oh, Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, but look, 2000, best picture was Gladiator, obviously.
Now, Gladiator 2 comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's why Gladiator's trending on Netflix at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
What about, I was just reading about Oliver Reed the other day because he was so hardcore that they made him stay off the piss during the movie, and then he just went nutso at the end
And died.
and ended up dying. Yeah. Was out arm wrestling with people, and then just
What a legend.
and just went, I don't feel well, and laid down on the floor. 62 years old.
He was hard.
62.
62.
He
I mean,
lived, he lived a hard life.
Yeah, he'd been smashing himself up for years.
That paper round.
Yes. Yes. It's too much time at Insomniacs.
Mate, imagine him on the gauge roads.
Mate,
Kill it.
He wouldn't be on the air, boys, that's for sure.
No yeah boys for him.
No.
But look, so yeah, best director was Steven Soderbergh for Traffic. Russell Crowe,
Good
best
movie.
actor in Gladiator. Julia Roberts for Aaron Brockovich. I can't believe that's 24 years old.
That's a good movie too, Aaron Brockovich.
But look, Benicio Del Toro got best supporting actor.
Yeah, for Traffic.
Yeah. But Mission Impossible 2 was the biggest that year, $549 million.
The worst of all the Mission Impossibles. Set in Australia.
Gladiator. I watched Castaway the other day. Well, I watched half of it. It was on TV. And
Thoughts on Helen Hunt? She's a fuckwit.
Yeah.
At the end of that movie?
Yeah.
Absolute fuckwit.
To be fair, I've only ever watched it once before, and I was watching it on off, and then I got to that last bit when he comes back, and then I only saw a little bit of it. I sort of flicked out, was doing some things.
Yeah, things to do.
Oh, TTD, mate.
You're a busy man.
Yeah. What Women Want was number 4.
Oh, Mel.
Speaking of Helen Hunt,
would you use that power for good or evil? if you knew what women were thinking?
only evil.
Only evil, right? You couldn't use it for good.
No.
I'm glad we all agree. It was rhetorical.
Can we edit this bit out?
Probably not.
But yeah, Snatch came in at number 49 for the year.
49.
Wow.
On the money list.
Well, it
On
didn't
the
make
money
100. Didn't make 100. But yeah, it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
Any Oscar buzz or anything? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No Oscar buzz.
Fair enough too. Disappointing.
I think it won like a couple of off Sundance.
Off Broadway's.
off Sundance.
Yeah, right.
Film festival.
Yeah.
Awards,
The Insomniac movie of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snatch.
I voted.
Yeah. Well done, G-Man. 2000 hit sleeper dud. Now I was very late to the game with this, and we sent it out. We asked Paul to do something, but he couldn't prep, and that's my fault, not yours. All right. But G-Man, I know you'll be over prepped, so I'm going to get you to do the hit.
Okay. I talked about Castaway because I actually saw that it came from before. I did have another one here, and that was, give me a second. I'm going to say this is a sleeper. Crouch Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, good one.
Because I've only watched that once, and it was really, really good when I
Chow
watched
Yun
it.
Fat,
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, good movie.
Yeah, Ang Lee directed it.
Yeah, really good. I would say big movie of the year. I'm not really going to say Remember the Titans because we've done it. I'm going to go with Gladiator.
Yeah, good call.
I
Good call.
concur.
Yeah, that's a good call. Well, I've got a dud. Oh, brother, we're out there.
Yeah.
Coen brothers, George Clooney, who, I always said, now here's a little insight into me. I always said if I was ever to turn, it would only be for George Clooney. Right? You got to have your limits. Right? Now,
Every time you have an espresso.
that's it. Every time I smell coffee, I get it slightly erect. But we know it's set in the deep south in the 30s. It's a bit of a musical. It just didn't hit for me. I didn't enjoy it. I actually don't think I finished it. I think I've turned it off. Yeah.
I don't think
Was that the dud?
Yeah. It's a dud. Absolutely.
Our brother, we're out there.
Our brother, we're out there.
Well,
Terrible.
It could be Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, but I think we've done that before.
we
And you
did.
know what? Strangles.
Oh,
He loves it.
Yeah.
Which, Paul's already out on Strangles, I think. So I think that just confirms it. Sorry, Strangles.
Did you do a sleeper?
No, because you said the sleeper was Crouching Tiger.
Well, the actual sleeper that I had
go for it.
was Almost Famous.
Yeah,
I
quality.
watched that only a couple of months ago. It was on. Jeez, it's a good movie.
Yeah, I watched that about 2 weeks ago. It was on Foxtel, and I just caught it just about 10 minutes in.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. What a life he must have. That's obviously pretty much a biopic for Cameron Crowe. He lived that. He went on tour with a band when he was young, writing for Rolling Stone. Just incredible life.
Yeah, it's look, a great cast in there too, and it just sort of
Kate Hudson is
Kate
amazing.
Hudson's unreal in
so
it.
beautiful.
Billy Crudup's really good in it. I think it's just a great story.
Yeah.
About the rise and fall, and them finding themselves and understanding who they actually are.
Yeah.
And through the eyes of a teenager. Good movie. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, get out and watch it.
Good call, Gal. Well done. Okay. Question time now. Here we go. Question 1. Is this Guy Ritchie's best film? Discuss.
I thought about this. I loved Lock, Stock when it came out.
Yeah.
Just love that whole genre of movie and the way they do it. We'll get to that in the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I was twisting and turning between the two of them, because it's hard not to. And that was one of my bad to go. This is so much like Lock, Stock in character, the same sort of story. But I don't know if I don't like Lock, Stock better.
I think Lock, Stock might be a better movie.
Yeah.
I'm partial to Sherlock Holmes, the first Sherlock Holmes. He's done one recently called The Covenant. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
The Covenant's good.
It's got, is it Jake Gyllenhaal? I'm pretty sure it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
It is. Yeah, it's good.
He gets injured in Iraq, and a local helps him. That's a great movie.
That's a really, really good movie.
Really good movie.
I watched that on a plane a while ago. Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Well, I really like the we were talking about the other day. The fucking what's it called? World War II one, on the boat. Ungentlemanly.
Oh yeah, the
Ministry of
his latest movie.
Yeah. So I watched that on the flight on the way back to England.
That's a lot of fun.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
That's it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, and I saw the shorts of it, and I was like, that looks really good.
Well, I'd seen I didn't realize it was Guy Ritchie, and as I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, this is like a Guy Ritchie film, but with good dialogue.
No,
and
I did watch it.
I did watch
it. I did watch it.
It's very similar to Inglourious Bastards.
Yes.
It's a very similar feel to that, and I do make note of Ritchie v Tarantino.
Yes,
Kick-Ass credits.
It's got Alan Ritchson in it, and he's hard.
He's hard.
Jack Reacher.
Oh, he's a great Reacher.
Yeah. But it's that opening scene where they're sitting on the boat.
Yes.
They're sitting on the boat, and you're just like, okay, I'm in from that.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a lot of fun. Probably his most fun film.
Yeah. But in 20 years' time, are we going to be talking about that like we're talking about Lock, Stock?
And this is it. And I think those two, his first two, Lock, Stock and Snatch, have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
24 years on,
Because we talked about Rock and Roller, and that got.
No,
sort of
I was not a
poo-pooed,
fan of Rock and Roller, and I poo-pooed that. Revolver's bad.
Yeah.
Not a fan of Revolver.
I liked The Gentleman.
Yep.
But I thought the series was actually really, really good too.
Yeah.
The series was really good. I like The Gentleman. I'm not sure it definitely wasn't my favorite. I liked the storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's made some fun movies, there's no doubt.
I think a big difference between Lock, Stock and Snatch, the music in Snatch is...
Yep.
I mean, you've got the Stranglers bit, but everything else is kind of like... There's no real good tracks to like latch onto, whereas in Lock, Stock, the music's a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I've got something about
the music,
the last song, which is the Oasis song. About that later on as well.
Okay.
Because I was looking for some music, and I felt the same as you do for sure. Okay, so when we first go to the Pikeys camp, and we first meet Mickey. Is he taking a shit behind the car?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
In between the car and the caravan, he's taking a dump on the floor.
Yeah.
That's how they live?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
It's horrendous.
Yeah. Well,
he doesn't. There's no wipeage there. He doesn't even front wipe here.
No.
There's no wipe. He would stink. And apparently Brad Pitt did not shower for the making of this movie to be authentic.
Wow. Method acting.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, well, I'm glad that we all believe that he was taking a shit, because I certainly did. Okay, so how are we as consumers supposed to trust any gem dealers? Because they could be just putting cubic zirconias in any of our bloody stuff for our women that we get, and for my Prince Albert, it could be a cubic zirconia for all I know, but they don't make cubic zirconias that small, so it must be real.
That's why they have that thing.
Bring out the big one, bring out the big magnifying glass, but like it's one of those industries where it is just blind faith, right?
I'm a real estate agent. No one trusts me either.
Yeah, but we see what we're getting most of the time. Like it's, and we can get other people we can get building and pest inspectors to come in and blow your bullshit out of the water. But for a gem dealer, how do you know? Like, how do you know? This is the perfect example of this movie that it's just dodgy.
Yeah,
it's just dodgy. Okay, is being fed to pigs the worst way to go?
No.
Okay. What's worse than being fed to pigs?
Fed to pigs alive.
Being burnt.
Oh yeah, that would be bad.
Like
burnt alive.
When I was...
Oh, okay. That looks like it hurt.
When I was like 15. Yeah. And that was like a pizza for 2 years. It took 2 years to even fully heal up.
Really?
And then my friend Scott, we had like an indoor soccer thing at school.
Yep.
Called the air hole. It like inflated. And it had just healed up. Like finally there was no, open wound. And he fucking kicked the ball, and I tried to get out of the way, and he just bust it all up. It took another 3 months to heal up.
You know what I'm missing now? We're missing. This is like the Jaws on the boat. You've showed us your scar. What scar? Gow's got a good scar. I don't really have.
It's like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, it is. It is like Lethal Weapon. It is like Lethal Weapon. Okay, well, I reckon being eaten by pigs would be pretty rough. In Hannibal, the sequel to Silence of the Lambs.
That's when they eat him live, when they start eating the toes. Yeah. Actually, when you read the book, it's even worse.
It's even worse in the book. Yeah.
But look,
in fairness to Bricktop, at least he kills them first and then just feeds them.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
It's actually one of the more sinister,
You need 16 pigs.
Yeah. One of the more sinister bits of dialogue in the movie where he goes through that.
I love it.
And they sit there going,
I love the pig
what
monologue.
the hell? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Love the pig monologue. Why Boris kills Frankie Four Fingers? The briefcase is locked, so he chops the arm off.
Why does he just chop the hand off?
But not only that, why doesn't he just take the thing off the arm? Why does he wrap the arm up in newspaper?
I think because the handcuffs are on the wrist, so obviously
chop the hand and slip it off.
Exactly. Why? I've always thought, why does he fucking do the arm? Like,
you just make it hard for yourself.
It's got to be harder to chop that bit than it is that bit.
Yeah,
that's a comedic part of it, obviously.
Yeah, it is. But I was just like,
let's go with this.
Chop the wrist and just slip the wire off, and away you go. You
think you're going to go at the smallest part? Right? Chop it there. We're away.
So dumb.
Yeah, I've got that in my notes.
Yeah. So now the final song, which is Oasis "Fucking in the Bushes," which is the final song for the fight. God, it sounds a lot like Led Zeppelin Immigrant Song. I was actually, when I first heard it, I go, have they like mashed up Immigrant Song with something else? And I actually did the research to find out what the song was, but God, it sounds like Immigrant Song, which is not a bad thing.
Well,
but
if you're going to rip somebody off, Led Zeppelin,
it's not a bad way to go.
that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's it. Well done, gents. OnlyFans. Born to watch only fans.
Oh.
We've got a little bit of feedback tonight.
Gets on the line.
Yeah, we do. Got some lick outs, as Dan would say. A legitimate one. XR8 Chuppers sent me a message this week. Legend fella. Big fan. Hey, Whitey, I've been enjoying the Mad Max Born to Watch podcast for the 100th time, and film school for F-wits went to cancelled actors, and Will Smith was discussed. So this is obviously after the Enemy of the Estate stuff that we talked about Will Smith as well. Would you say Bad Boys Ride or Die has him back? Certainly wasn't a flop, and I can't imagine Martin Lawrence gets all the credit. I think Will might be back sooner than discussed. What are your thoughts?
I was a massive Will Smith fan, particularly for Bad Boys.
Yes,
because we loved that movie when we were growing up.
definitely.
But yeah, like everyone, I've gone a bit off him, and I don't know. I haven't seen Ride or Die yet, so
Ride or Die is pretty good.
I'll leave the jury's out on that because I haven't watched it.
My reply to him was, I think the Bad Boys bring a lot of fans.
Yeah,
that aren't necessarily just Will Smith fans.
Yeah, that's right.
But look, will he be back? I don't know. I think the slap's one thing. Then you've got all the shit with Jada.
Yeah.
They're thinking all the stuff with Diddy. Like it's this perfect storm against him at the moment. But in saying that, I'd never thought they'd make a Bad Boys 4 after what happened, and they did.
Yeah. Josh, my eldest, watched Bad Boys for the first time.
So
not with me. I was away, but he watched it and he loved it.
Yeah, he would.
Because it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And then he said, apparently, when Will Smith goes, I'll slap you upside your peasy ass head, Josh goes, oh, that's where Dad gets that right. Because I say to him all the time.
Yeah, and you should. He deserves a slap or something every now and again. Yeah. So that was from XR8. This is it. Luke, Paul.
Luke. How you going, Luco?
Yeah. Okay, got one more from a big fan, Moggy 202.
Moggy 202.
She wrote in on the website, and she wrote, "Hello, Moggy 202 here. Loving the show. Just a quick question that's been puzzling me. When did Morgs become a briefcase wanker? Ever since we lost Fat Morgs, he seems to have developed a posh twat accent, which is very pronounced with words like film and actor. Anyways, just an observation. Keep up the great work. Your number one fan."
Oh, Jesus. R.I.P. Fat Morgs. Jeez, we missed that.
Jeez, he was a good bloke.
He was a good bloke.
This shit Morgs is so overrated.
Are we talking about the same person that just lost weight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morgs back in the day. Back in the London days.
Yeah, Morgs. So Dan, who's one of
He's a good bloke. You travel the world with
Dan,
him.
who's one of the hosts of the show. He only can do it every 2 weeks because his creative bubble bursts and he needs to rebuild it.
Ah, okay.
And
he's a primary producer up in Noosa. So
he's got 6 chickens.
Got a lot of.
He's got 6
Got
chickens.
a lot on. Yeah.
And he feeds the chickens often.
Oh,
I'll give you the tip.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for reaching out, people. Please use the website. You can message us on the website. You can leave voicemails on the website. Now, please share this to your friends. Anyone that loves Guy Ritchie, think they'd like to listen to this episode, share it to your friends. And also leave us a 5-star review on Apple and a 5-star review on Spotify. And please leave a written review on Apple. We'll read it on the show. Any correspondence comes straight back to you guys. Out. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, I'm going to start with the good. And we always like to start with the guest.
Okay.
What are your good parts of this? What do you think, Paul?
Well, I mean, obviously the plot, just the you don't really know what's going to happen next, and then you think you're going to know what's going to happen, and then obviously it doesn't, and then just the whole twist at the end where
there's a lot of twists.
Mickey's actually the most.
He's the smartest one of the
lot.
Yeah. Yep.
The strength of the characters, I think, because there's no like. How would I put it? No real depth, but you connect with, like they make a big impact on you, each character, even though there's not like any kind of drawn out sort of introduction to any of the characters or anything. You just kind of instantly connect. Brad Pitt's accent is on point.
It's a highlight.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I really like the scene, you know, where they're doing the hair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it's interspersed with the dogs running after.
Yep.
What's his name? Tyrone.
Proper fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And then one of my favorite things is, you know, when you watch a film and someone's got a gun in someone's face, and then they like do the whole speech thing, you know, like before, or whether they're going to kill them or the other way around. There's this, and you think that you just fucking shoot it. There wouldn't be like, but the way that he's just calmly, you know, to calling him the.
Oh, Vinnie Jones.
Yeah,
that's an amazing scene. That
you're the big dick, and you're
that
the
is an amazing scene.
Because he's read replicas.
He's already known replicas on the thing.
It's just fucking amazing.
There is so many, but there is quite a few scenes when people go to shoot and they say something.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and because Tommy does it out the car door, he goes, "Just shoot the gun."
Yeah,
he goes, "Just put it out the car door, shoot the gun," and it doesn't go off.
Yeah.
Like it's very clever.
Yeah,
yeah.
So yeah,
okay, that's cool.
They're my good things.
Well done, G-Man. What do you got?
I've got Turkish and Tommy. I really, like I said before, really like the back and forward between them.
2 minutes Turkish.
Yeah, 2 minutes Turkish is one of my favorite lines. In fact, you know, talk about saying it all the time. It's only like 2 weeks ago I went out to get pizza or something for dinner, and my wife Chrissy says to me, like, "Tell me when you're coming home. Like, I'll get the plate or whatever." So I send her a message going, 10 minutes Turkish, and then there's one saying 6 minutes Turkish.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but last night, we were in Noosa at the weekend, and on Sunday night, it's my job on the barbecue.
Yeah.
And I was doing some sausages, and I did exactly, and people just looked at me like, "What the fuck?" They didn't even know.
I use 2 minutes and 5 minutes Turkish all the time. Yeah. That for time frames, that and ETA 16 minutes from Aliens is the other one.
Yeah, I say 2 minutes Turkish all the time.
Yeah, that's one of your ones.
All the time.
That's one of yours.
Yeah, Turkish and Tommy, really, really like that. I remember watching this. I agree with you a little bit on Jason Statham, but when I first watched it, I quite liked him. But I guess what you were saying about the storyline too is it's like we've got the two heroes, if we want to call them that, the two good guys, and in Lock, Stock we've got the four good guys, and they get themselves into increasing amounts of trouble through no fault of their own with the bad guys, and they somehow end up getting out of it through no fault of their own again. And they like at the end they're like, "Oh wow, like we survived this." I quite like the way it's done. All that iteration of the story, like the multiple stories, the ensemble cast, figuring out what goes in. It's all different things happening, and it's non-linear, like Pulp Fiction, like Rock and Roll, like Lock, Stock, all of those. I really enjoy that. Bricktop, as we said, Bricktop's awesome. Yep. Mainly because he has my glasses. They're Dead Sea Coke bottles.
They are Coke bottles.
Yeah, he can't see without those on. I really liked. When we talked about the music, I'd say I like the music, but I like the choice of some music. Like the scene I liked was the One Punch, because I remember watching it and not thinking that was going to happen, and being quite shocked when Mickey knocks him out, and you're like, oh, wasn't expecting that.
They're quite heavy music cues though, so they all revolve around something happening. Whereas it's not. It is. It's used to punctuate something, whereas it doesn't. There's not a lot of score in the background of the film. It's just a lot of needle drops.
Well, that's
to punctuate something.
When he knocks him out, it's golden brown, because he's in fairyland, right? Yeah. And then there's Frankie Four Fingers with Viva Las Vegas, like because he doesn't want to get one. So all that you're right, just punctuates. So that's the real bit I liked. Yeah, I think they do that, and even with like you're saying with the Desert Eagle, like, when they say it down the gun, like it's very very well done.
Yeah, well done, G-Man. You've mentioned it already, but Bricktop's pig monologue is one of the all-time most menacing pieces of dialogue. Just introduces you to a character to the depths of his depravity.
And that was a bit of like there's some, it's not music, but just there's like some like chords.
Yes,
that give it even more
menacing. The One Punch, Mickey's first fight, the One Punch, his reaction where he's like, like he's just like,
he's in the ring.
He's in the ring.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, he's like, I thought that was amazing. And then the look on their faces, like Statham and Steve, the other guy, whatever his name is, Tommy and Turkish, the look on their face, like, oh, we're fucked.
They do the zoom in with a and they're like,
really good. The three black guys are amazing.
Yeah,
they are so bad at their job. They are just terrible gangsters.
Can't get out the door.
They can't get out the door. They don't even bother to try and open the door. You know, it's just so funny.
Although we talked about it before, Tyrone.
Tyrone is amazing.
How good is he?
He's so funny. He's so funny. Dennis,
Yeah, of course I am.
yeah. Dennis Farina's great.
Des Farina's awesome.
Vinnie Jones is great. Like really, I really appreciated his performance this time around watching it. The and you've mentioned already, but in the bar, the three black guys and Vinnie Jones. That whole thing about where you got the replicas and then that whole scene in the bar there in the toilet hallway. You know, Avi, pull your socks up. Like, I thought, and then the thing with Bullet Tooth, with Boris, where he just keeps shooting him, but he's like, fuck you,
one more.
And he's like right in the head.
It reminds me of Will Ferrell
in Austin Powers. In Austin Powers, absolutely.
Just how good's that dialogue? Why do they call him the Bullet Dodger? Because he dodges bullets.
The final double cross, I think, is you don't really know.
No,
you don't really know how the movie's going to end, and then you go because you go, okay, well, Bricktop's got his thugs at the caravan park, so you're thinking what's going to go on here, but then that final play out where the Morgs will say the denouement, where you see that the Pikeys are going to exact revenge, and just having the guys sitting in the Jag waiting for Bricktop to come is great. It's so good. And also I quite liked it where the ending is left open where, they've found the diamond, but now they're taking it straight back to Doug the Head. Yeah. And
it opens it up.
So and then Avi's coming back is what happens to
again.
Them. Yeah. Here we go again. So that's it for good for me. Bad. We'll start with you, G-Man. Anything for bad?
I had a little bit, not too much. In the fight scene, in the big fight, I'm not sure about the slow motion. Like the big
Ritchie's a massive slow motion guy.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. The falling in the water too. I wasn't like the splashing in the water. I get the symbolism. I don't know if they needed it in the movie. To me, it was. I guess he's it's such a fast paced movie that he's slowing it down, and maybe that's what he's going for. But it just sort of was a bit stark to me. That again, like I said earlier, it's hard not to compare it to Lock, Stock because they're such a similar movie. Yeah. So I found that while you're watching it. When I remember walking out and really liking the movie, but thinking, it's almost a carbon copy. So you can't not sort of compare the two, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard not to. Apart from that, I didn't have too much bad. I thought it was pretty good. It pepped along, good dialogue.
Yep.
Funny.
Nice. DJ?
Well, I mean, for me, it's Turkish's dialogue. I think the only part of the film. But I think there's even a little bit of where they're in the caravan and all is lost, and he's like, "Why are you so calm?" And then I can't remember what he says to him, but that bit's not too bad. But everything else, I'm just like, it would have been a 10 out of 10 film for me and I don't know why, because like I said, I remember the dialogue being terrible, but it's just him, apart from Bricktop where he goes, "You fucking prat."
Yes.
Why would you say prat? Yeah. Like, is his mom around? You don't want to offend him. It's like ridiculous.
Well, they say cunt about 30 times in this movie.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't he say that?
That is where he definitely should be. Yeah. It's just so that annoyed me.
Yeah, apparently Brad Pitt had a bit of not an issue, but he was pretty taken aback. Like,
only at the start.
Yeah, well then he got used to it.
And then he got used to it and just started blurting it out all the time himself. Americans. So particular. Okay, my bad. I don't think I buy the tough guy Hasidic Jews on the doorstep of the jewelry store when Doug the Head turns up.
And that's one of my favorite.
Fuck off. Yeah, I know. Yeah, fuck. But I'm not sure I buy like, come on, you're Hasidic Jews. You got curls down the side of your head. Move on. You just can't trust a gangster. Like everyone is double crossing everyone. Yeah, and so there's no real good guys in this movie. Everyone's a bad guy in this movie. Like really.
Well, it's the story of greed and wealth.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're all out for themselves because there's a money to be made. Yeah. So everybody's trying to cash in on it.
The thing that I probably found my most disappointing, the thing I didn't understand. So the bookies, when they go to rob the bookies, and all bets are off, and then the screens come up, and the screens are cardboard. They shoot the shotgun through the screen, and he's put the gun up. Wouldn't the screens be metal? Why are there cardboard screens if they're safety screens? Like, I was again, and this is this is why watching movies has been somewhat destroyed
Yeah.
doing this podcast, because I'm looking for
You
things.
start to.
So when I
pick
saw that
things,
it was a cardboard screen, I'm like, what the fuck what's the use of that?
I don't know if that's doing this podcast or if it's just getting older, because I've started to. I
Yeah.
remember I'd watch, I don't know, any Stallone film.
Yeah.
And my dad would be like, how many bullets are in that gun?
Yeah, that is
just fucking firing
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
But I've started saying that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just an age thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
maybe
true.
so. Maybe so. Okay, ugly. Anything for ugly? DJ.
Well, why does Boris chop the arm off?
Yep.
I just don't understand. Like, I watched this to do these notes. I watched it a final time, and my daughter watched it with me. She's 12, and even she said, "Why has he chopped his arm off?"
Yeah.
So even a 12-year-old knows. One thing as well. So this is Nevaeh, when right at the beginning when the Jews are getting in the lift, and
Yep.
she said, "Are they speaking English?" He sounds like Gargamel from the Smurfs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And something else that she pointed out as well, I just want to give her props for this, because she said, because I told you before, she's like doing acting classes now, so she's getting right into it. And she said, "Oh, Dad, you know that whenever they do a scene in a car, they always take the headrests off so that they can see each other?" And I said, "Is that right?" And then it gets to the scene where with Tyra and the headrests are gone.
Headdress are off.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. One of those little
it's-
things you
well,
just don't pick up.
No, but it's also the same as a lot of the windows are down in cars, so the camera can.
Yeah.
There's no reflection. So even when it's wet, windows are generally down when they're filming. It's like I don't understand when they're looking from outside in.
Yeah.
I think that gets me is how Turkish is always mocking Tommy's gun, but then it's the gun that saves him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, like
The fake gun.
the fake
Yeah,
gun.
yeah.
And the other thing I didn't understand is all the Indian women that just appear when they've had the car.
That's right.
It's like Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Like, there's fucking 300 of them all of a sudden. It's like, what the fuck?
They are.
Like, why is there so many?
Yeah.
But yeah, unless they've just crashed into a
Indian
mosque,
restaurant.
or it wouldn't even be a mosque, would it?
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be.
What would it be?
Well, they. What are they? They're not
The Sikhs.
The Sikh? I don't know. Or Hindu? I don't know.
Hindus.
Hindu. Yeah.
Hindu.
What's their church called?
Don't know. Religion.
Leave in the comments.
Religion.
Religion.
G-Man. Any ugly?
No, look, just about the replica guns.
Mhm.
They said they've got the replica on them. I've never seen a gun have a replica on it. But they said they've got blanks in them. But if a gun can shoot blanks, why can't it fire normal bullets?
Good. And I've got them extra
Like-
loud. Just turn the volume up on the side.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it blows the windows out of that fucking car. It's a hell of a gun. It's a hell of a gun. Okay, I've got ugly dog fighting.
Yeah. that's
Again,
bad.
like it's right there with pedophilia. Like it's really bad. You're a bad person if you're dog fighting. And all gangsters absolute morons. Like everyone in this movie is thick. The only smart people in this movie, I'll say Bricktop is somewhat smart, and Vinnie Jones is sort of somewhat smart. Everyone else is an idiot. And I know it's a, I know it's
there's
a
a little bit
trope.
of
I know it's
slapstick
a
in there,
trope,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
know, but like God, they're so dumb. Like they make the dumbest decisions. The three black guys make the dumbest decisions all the time.
Well, it's interesting you say that, but all the things that they do are all things that have happened, and they put this in the movie that have happened in real cases, like
Yeah.
the bank, like the robbery when people lock themselves in the door. That's actually happened. It's been on,
Yeah.
so they put all those things they did into the
Yeah,
movie.
guy getting trapped in the safety shield.
Yeah.
Like the guy,
All
yeah,
that kind
in
of
the
thing. So
cardboard.
it's, they're all
In the
they're all
cardboard,
real
yeah.
life. They're all real
Yeah.
life things. So they've just blended them into the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. I think
Well,
we're
like I
done.
said, 14 out of my 17 mates ended up in prison. So
Yeah.
this is normal shit for me.
How dumb are they?
Thick as fuck.
Thanks for listening, boys. Okay, well done. Dan's quick fire. Well, it's not Dan's quick fire tonight. It's Whitey's quick fire. 5-minute movie. How can we make it a 5-minute movie? Does Freddie Four Fingers
Just doesn't go for a bet.
just doesn't bet? Just
Yeah.
gets the diamond and takes it back. I reckon that's a 5-minute movie.
That's it.
It's over.
Yep, that's it. He just doesn't go.
We're done.
Doesn't go gambling.
There we go. All right. Say hello to my little friend. Pop culture scenes that have crossed over into pop culture. Now, probably not a heap into pop culture, but a heap into our personal culture.
Yeah.
You got anything?
Yep.
Go for it, DJ.
Yep. So the shut up, sit down, you big bald fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
We use that one
Yeah.
a lot. I fucking hate pikeys.
Yeah, I've got pikeys. I think pikeys is anything to do with the
It
pikeys.
reminds me of Lockstock. Fucking northern monkeys. I hate these fucking southern fairies.
When Brad Pitt says, "Fuck me, look at the size of him."
Yeah.
So if you came to Sheffield,
Yeah.
they'd say that about you.
Yeah, they probably would.
They'd be
They'd
like-
probably fuck me, yeah.
And obviously Dags.
Yeah,
Dags.
Dags.
Oh, Dags. Yeah, I say
Anything-
that all the time.
Well, I've got 5 minutes, 2 minutes Turkish. all
Yeah, I
those.
say it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I think maybe not in Australia, but definitely a lot of the stuff that Bricktop says is in English, law, I guess,
Yeah.
that people say it all the time because he, as I said to you before, like he gets pulled aside to, gets asked for photos. And I think he's really sort of gone over.
He's probably the most quotable.
Yeah.
Like out of, if you look at it that way. Okay. The Philip Stuckey Award. I don't even know what we call it now for the biggest dick. Burt Young. I know we've added
Philip
someone else.
Stuckey.
I know we've added someone else in there for the biggest dick character in the movie.
I mean, I've got Bricktop just because.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think Bricktop's an easy one, but he's the baddie. I think he's a bigger dick than him. Errol, his bodyguard.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
just
yeah,
thinks he's a
yeah.
bit too tough. He's obviously just tough because he's Bricktop's man. I think he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Avi, like he comes over to get it. He's just not really interested in doing any of the hard work himself. He's
Oh,
like,
no.
come on, Tony.
Do this,
Do
do
something
this,
bad to
Do
them.
something terrible.
And then when he runs it, come on, Tony, and he's dead on the floor.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, it was. He doesn't like the hard lifting, old Avi. Okay. The Olivia Newton-John,
Oh.
bad athletic prowess, cartwheel at the pepper.
oh yeah, Tyrone getting
Oh,
out of
well,
the car.
Well, I had that, but then I thought it's not really fair on Tyrone. So the thing that gets me is, when you first see Bricktop,
Yep.
and he says that's got to be worth a bet. There's those two guys in the ring.
Yep.
They're fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got. There's some terrible boxing in this
Yeah.
movie. It's worse than Rocky. There's a lack of defense for one, but there's just some terrible boxing.
But right at the end, the guy who fights at the end.
He's a legit boxer.
Yeah, Scott Welch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to box. I used to watch him. He was like a
Oh,
heavyweight
really?
contender in the 90s. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I think his last fight was 99, and then he was in this in
Okay.
Right.
Very nice.
2000. Yeah.
Okay, Alien Robot Sentries. Do we need any extra scenes? Did you want to see anything else?
No, I don't think we need to see anything else. But I will say that Goldie was
yeah.
only in the movie for one scene, and then they sent him out. The two Sol and what's his name sent him out, and then you never see him again.
Yeah.
So I don't really
Bit
know.
of a
I don't know if they
cameo,
got cut or whatever, but
Mm.
he just kind of disappears because he was quite big back then. I remember
Yeah.
hearing about him as he was a
Drum and bass DJ.
yeah, he's a DJ, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insomniac.
Yeah.
He
Not-
might
not
have to
that
race
good.
out to Insomniac.
Not that good. You got anything? Extra scenes you wanted to see?
Well, I just think the way that the whole thing's filmed, it's like it's not like a normal film that's sort of beginning, middle, and
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
You kind of think, oh well,
There's definitely a heap of stuff that gets missed, but you sort of take that because of the non-linear.
because of the way,
Yeah, because the
exactly,
way
yeah.
it's filmed. So it's
Yeah.
it's a bit like when you say Pulp Fiction. Would you want anything else? No, there's enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's enough in it. Okay, the Brad Pitt
Susie,
person you'd like to lie down with,
Susie,
Susie, the twins,
one of the twins.
one of the
Yeah,
twins.
there was a good-looking twin.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
taking both twins. I've got the twins. It's
Excellent.
three-way time.
Well, okay.
It's three-way time.
Yeah.
I watched a funny episode of now. Sorry, people in advance, but I'm watching Friends again with my 10-year-old daughter.
Yep.
Yeah. Good show.
And there's the episode where it's like they're sort of looking back about what I think it's called, like what could have been. And Ross is with his wife, who he divorced at the start,
Yep.
who's the lesbian, and she suggests they have a
Carol.
threesome.
Mm.
Carol.
Carol,
They
yeah.
she suggests they have a threesome, and she's already lined up the girl who she ends up marrying. And she comes in, and so they apparently have this threesome. And he says to Joey the next day, "So, I had a threesome last night." And Joey's like, "Oh my god!" And he goes, "Well, have you had a threesome?" And Joey's like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Were you involved very much?" And he goes, "Because my bit was over pretty quickly." And he goes, and he's like, "Well, was it just Carol? Did you get to touch the other one?" He goes, "No, she kept slapping me away." He goes, and then I just sort of sat in the corner. He goes, but you saw some stuff. He goes, oh yeah, I saw some stuff. So I fear that'd be me in a threesome. I don't think I could perform.
No?
One woman's enough. Yeah. Anyway, so we're all on the same page as the twins. There's not a lot of women in this movie.
No, there's not.
Well, it was either that or Mickey's mom.
Mickey's mum.
Or the girl at the betting agency.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, she's better than Mickey's mum.
Yeah, that's right.
She's pikey. Where does she shit?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. God, Mickey's taking it beside the car. What's she doing it in the boot? What? Give me a break. Now we have the lookalikes, Morgs alikes.
Yep.
G-Man, what have you got?
Got him. So Ewan Bremner is like a skinny Morgs.
Yeah,
Back
definitely.
in the London days, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Or
Big
in
nose.
Japan. In Japan.
Yeah. Skinny,
Yeah.
skinny neck, big nose.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna say that Bricktop, you know where the name Bricktop comes from? So that, or you might know that because apparently, and I read this that the name of Bricktop comes from someone that has ginger hair.
Oh, Morgs.
A Damo.
And Damo.
Yeah. Just without the
Bricktop.
Coke bottles.
Okay.
Yeah.
They could be our own Bricktop.
What about Jason Fleming, who's Darren, who's the other sort of the head pikey that's with Brad Pitt?
Yeah,
with the mullet.
yeah.
That's Morgs.
That's more. Oh, that was the next one I was going to say.
Definitely Morgs.
It's definitely him. And he runs the
I don't know
trackie.
Morgs, so-
No, you don't. Trust me, he's ugly.
Okay.
He runs the dirty trackie too.
Dirty trackies. Just looks like he hasn't
Unkempt
showered.
hair. Yeah. Morgs on the land.
No, doesn't brush his teeth. It's very Morgs.
Fuck, Morgs sucks.
Okay, well done, gents. That's it for quick fire. Now we move into listen to this. This is where Gao shines. Gao's you've seen the prep that he's done.
I've already. Well, this is. I always,
But we'll
throw him out too early.
We're going to start with the guest. And is there anything that any behind the scenes or any rumors or makings of anything that you've got about the movie?
Well, so I'm from Sheffield, and I've never really been a soccer fan. But when I was like sort of 12, 13, I used to go see Sheffield United. Like if I had to choose, people always say to me, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah,
I
right.
think they want to prove they know a bit about Sheffield, and I'm like, well, neither. If I had a gun to my head,
Everton.
it'd be, it'd be Sheffield United. So anyway, me and my mates used to go, and we used to stand on the cop, and then below where we were was the Westfield Health Enclosure, and Vinnie Jones, who was like the hard man of soccer.
Yeah.
He's played for Wimbledon, and they were the crazy gang. But then he came and he was the captain for Sheffield United. And every home game, the team would run out, and he'd run to the Westfield Health, and so all the people in the wheelchairs and stuff, and shake hands with all of them, and then run back out on the pitch.
Bit of a legend.
Yeah, he's a fucking good guy.
It's funny you wouldn't assume that because he was the hard man.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's usually the hard men have harder goal.
Well,
sometimes
I don't know.
Apart from all your mates.
Yeah, exactly. Is he? Because I saw an interview with Vinnie Jones, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, and apparently, and there was like CCTV footage of it. It was like a fucking, I don't know, TGI Fridays type thing in America. And he went to the bathroom, and then as he's walking down the corridor, this guy, like massive unit, like had a crack at him and beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like real bad. Yeah.
Yes, I reckon that's one of the worst things I think about being a tough guy in movies is that people actually want to have a crack at you. I reckon you get that. I reckon you get that all the time.
So yeah, but no, at Sheffield United.
Okay,
good guy.
Good guy.
You're
Like
in a
that.
wheelchair, you got a handshake.
Well, lots of Lieutenant Dan's getting handshakes. G-Man, anything for listening to this?
Just a couple of things. I've already said that every mistake that Sol Vincent and Tyrone make, that's something that's come off various late night shows about real crimes that have gone wrong. That's why it's included. When Vinny, another one I found out was when Vinny Jones comes up to the car, when he knocks on the door.
Yeah,
it wasn't actually him. They had to get a double because he got locked up the night before. He couldn't be on set. He was in jail for fighting.
Oh, right.
Must have got on the cans.
Good on him.
The other thing, Bricktop, we talked about him being, the bad guy into dogfighting and how bad that is. But in real life, he's actually a vegetarian and an animal rights activist.
Oh.
So
he's
complete opposite.
So he's a dickhead.
Yes.
Not for the animal rights thing, but for the vegetarian thing. What's worse, dogfighting or vegans?
Vegans.
Yeah. Good. Good. We're all on the same page. Same page. What about the producers, and this is what I think's funny. So in this one, the producers, there was a tight budget and they couldn't afford a lot of extras. So in the boxing scenes, when they did a different angle, they had to move all the people in the crowd around to behind the
Yeah.
boxers, so it looked like it was a full crowd.
Like a
Which-
Kamala Harris rally.
Oh, come on now. But yes, I agree. It's very odd, very odd. The originally the role of Bricktop was offered to Sean Connery.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but what he said was he liked the script, but he was curious to see Lock, Stock.
Mm.
So Matthew Vaughn, the producer, showed him Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. As Sean Connery watched it, he finished watching it. He walked out and he said, "That's a good film." And in a whisper, he said, "You're not going to be able to afford me." And that was the end of Sean Connery's Bricktop.
Yeah, it's funny because I think he could have played that role really well, but after Alan Ford does it, it's so iconic now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You can't see anyone else
Yeah.
doing
No,
it.
I think
You
that
can't
was
see anyone else doing
that was a gift to cinema.
Absolutely.
Him walking away.
Definitely. Jason Fleming, Morgs alike, joked that the working conditions were so bad on set that Brad Pitt's trailer was picketed by Amnesty International as not being fit for someone to live in. It looked like a toilet, literally.
Oh, yeah.
How bad was that campsite and that caravan?
How bad was Turkish's caravan?
Yeah, bad.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, real bad. You know, I contemplated, like, when I started the business this year, of getting a caravan and decking it out and like working out of a caravan. Just reeked of effort. And
Yeah.
after seeing this movie, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way.
You get a little Barbie out the front,
Yeah, exactly.
cooking your sausages.
Yeah,
I need,
Tim-
I need the bathroom. Where am I going to go?
just go next to the. Just go there.
In between the cars.
Just go on the wall. So the US distributors considered changing the title to Snatched or Snatched with a D, most likely because the word snatch means vagina.
Yep.
How precious are the Yanks? Come on, I know we've got a few people that listens to us in America. Toughen up.
Yeah.
Show us your snatch. Quotables. Anyone got any favourite quotes? There's about a billion in this movie. DJ Glads, what do you got? Anything?
What you mean? Like what people say?
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
quotes.
famous quotes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I said before.
Anything you love?
My favourites have got to be. I fucking hate bikies.
Yeah.
You don't have a bikie problem around here, do you?
No, not really. No.
I remember they used to come and knock on the door, like they'd want to sharpen like if you had garden tools.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or they'd come around and like cast a spell on
They're
you.
just sort of gypsies, aren't they?
gypsies, yeah.
Don't play with it. It's like
yeah.
an extension of his penis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good one. G-Man?
Oh, dogs. Yeah, like dogs. We'll talk about that 2 minutes Turkish. I don't care if he's Muhammad. I'm hard, Bruce Lee.
That's your favourite.
Say that all the time. One Morgs used to say, which you before was appreciated. Like every time you'd say something to Morgs, you'd have a different opinion. You'd go, appreciated, but all bets are off. And of course, what proper fucked?
Yeah, what proper fucked. What about Tyrone? I don't want that dog dribbling on my seats. Vinny, your seats. Tyrone, this is a stolen car, mate.
Mate, was it's a funny angle.
Yeah.
Right behind you.
Yeah, that actually reminds. Right, so there's a street in Palm Beach where I sell quite a few houses, and I went to see one of my clients, and I pulled up, went in the house, and when I came out, the guy opposite, who I sold the house to, was like driving. I thought he'd just got home. He was driving into his carport.
Yeah.
So I just went across to say hello, and he's like, he was like flustered. I'm like, what's wrong? He said, I think I've just hit your car. I'm like, what? And he reversed out. I've got a Mazda CX-9. It's not like it's a fucking.
It's not a mini motor.
Bag of sweets. Yeah. I'm like, how did you? What? And he's like, well, it's not normally there.
No, it's not, mate.
And I went,
Yeah.
well, when you drive past the fucking school, do you like just close your eyes?
I was going on memory. I was just going on memory.
Dear, mate.
Anyway, my car had a tiny little dent in it, but he caved all the back of his car.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, don't worry about it, man.
It's a funny angle.
It's a funny angle.
What about, do you know what nemesis means? A righteous infliction of retribution manifested by an appropriate agent, personified in this case by an horrible cunt. Me.
Classic.
Very
Such good mouth acting.
Yeah.
Such good mouth acting. Yeah, there's a lot. I won't read the whole pig monologue, which is one of my favorites, but it's also very good.
Yep.
Very good. And then also Avi, blagged. Speak English to me, Tony. I thought this country spawned the fucking language, and so far nobody seems to speak it. Very funny. Boris the Blade, so funny. Heavy is good. Heavy is reliable. If it doesn't work, you can always hit them with it.
How good is it when Boris gets out of the car with he's still got the thing on his arms by his side?
Oh,
he's
my
He's doing
God.
like the chicken walk.
Oh my God.
He doesn't know where he's going
Yeah, so good.
till he gets knocked over by the car.
So funny. Okay, 1 degree of Kurt Russell. I couldn't find anyone.
No.
Well, what about Fast and the Furious 7?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good call.
Yes.
Good call.
Well done.
Well done.
I feel like I should.
Kurt
be
Russell and Jason
Yeah.
Statham.
Yep.
I feel,
yep.
I feel
Yeah.
worthy.
Yeah, no, you're right.
That's
That's it.
a good one.
You've had a massive impact on this podcast episode. Well done. Okay, film school for F-wits. Now, as we're live, I just got a message. And now that I've got the message, I won't be able to find it.
This live.
Well, it's sort of live. Be live once I cut it all together. It'll seem live. Let me just see if I can find this because it works. Here we go. So, film school for F-wits, and we are, as we're going live recording here, I had a message from our great mate Matty Beer Geek. That's 3 today. It's almost a world record. Hi, mate. I hope you've been well. Just listened to the Misery episode. Loved it. Thank you. Quite enjoyed the quiz. Can I suggest each week there's some kind of movie quiz to crown the winner? Now, funny he mentions that because whilst, I'm sorry, Matty, and we will do that for next week. I've spoken to Dan about it. This week, we're doing the Gangster movie shootout. I just made that up then. How good does that work? Gangster movie shootout.
Have you got some little like music thing?
There'll be something we're going there. Do, 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 pew, pew, pew. But I've got 20 movies, 20 gangster movies.
All right, let's do it.
And we're gonna play off. So what it's gonna be is that we're gonna have 2 movies against each other. You guys tell me what you think. If you don't agree, I'll come over the top with a deciding vote. Okay. So first, this is Seed 1 versus Seed 20, I think. The Godfather versus Eastern Promises.
Godfather.
Yeah, good call. Godfather it is. Godfather wins. Goodfellas.
I don't care what the next one is.
Yeah, American Gangster. So it is.
It's Goodfellas. That got all 5s from us here.
That is
They got all 5s when we
I
did
still
it,
remember
so-
the first time I ever saw it. We used to have a TV in the kitchen, and you know the bit where he shoots Spider the first time?
Yeah.
That bit, because it was just on TV, and it was that bit, and I was just like,
I'm
what the
hooked.
fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing.
brilliant movie. Godfather 2, Gangs of New York.
Godfather 2.
Yeah, I'm going Godfather 2.
Yep, good one, Gal. Good call. Scarface versus A Bronx Tale.
Scarface, definitely. I do like A Bronx Tale, though, but
Yeah,
no Scarface.
It is good. Pulp Fiction
Pulp Fiction.
versus Donnie Brasco.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Donnie Brasco. I watched Donnie Brasco on the fly.
It is good.
It is a
Good
film.
movie.
I'm going to go Donnie Brasco on that one.
Well, I'm
Just 'cause.
I'm overruling you, Gal.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction.
I'll go for Pulp Fiction then.
The Departed
Ooh, I watched that as well.
versus The Untouchables.
I'm going to go with The Departed. I really like
Okay.
The Departed. Untouchables is good. I do like Kevin Costner.
What about Sean Connery as well?
You going Untouchables?
No. Well, we'll do
You go Departed?
The Departed. Yeah.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay. Casino versus City of God.
Ooh,
I haven't seen City of God.
That's the Brazilian one where
It's
it's the
amazing.
kid gangs.
I haven't
very
seen
I
it,
good.
think
so
Casino though. Casino.
I'm going to go with Casino.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think Casino. So, Casino. Once Upon a Time in America versus Miller's Crossing.
I've not seen Miller's Crossing.
That's a very early. I think it's a Coen film. It's
Okay.
good. Gabrielle Byrne stars. in
Yeah,
it.
we talked about the other week. Why
Yeah.
you said it was worth
Yeah,
watching.
Miller's Crossing is good.
Yeah, you guys actually, was it you and Damo or someone said it's really, really
Yeah,
good.
it's good.
I haven't seen it, but Once Upon a Time in America, great movie. Very long,
Yep.
Yeah.
but good movie.
Glass, what are you saying?
Well, I've not seen the other one, so I'll
Okay.
go Once Upon a Time.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
When they used to show that on TV, they show it on a Sunday night, and then
It'd go to Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they play it over 2 nights.
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Reservoir Dogs versus Carlito's Way.
Oh, Carlito's Way from me.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm going Reservoir Dogs. Carlito's Way's good. It's a slow burn.
I'm going to overrule Glasby. I'm going
Yeah,
Reservoir.
Reservoir.
Snatch versus Heat.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. Pommy Pride. I'm gonna have to.
Are you going to guess Snatch? Okay.
I'm going to go Heat. I do like Heat.
I'm going against Glasby again. Heat. Okay. So that's round 1. Round 2. Godfather. Heat.
I think I prefer Heat.
Okay. Wow.
I think I'll go Godfather on that one.
I'm going Godfather. Although Heat's a hard 5
Yeah.
for me. I think we ever did it on this podcast, it would be a hard 5. But I think Godfather's a hard 5 too. Goodfellas, Reservoir Dogs.
Goodfellas.
Oh, Goodfellas.
Yeah, it's Goodfellas.
Jeez, it's tough.
Godfather 2, Once Upon a Time in America.
Godfather 2.
Godfather 2.
Scarface, Casino.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's really tough. Because
Two very different movies.
Two very different movies. One very, very mafia gangsterish, but Scarface. When we watched it not that long ago because we did it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Scarface.
I'll get overruled anyway.
No. You may not.
I mean, Casino is one of my favourites, but,
Yeah.
but then so is Scarface. It'd have to be a coin toss for me.
Okay. What's it coming out? Or do you want
Casino.
Casino? I'm going to go Casino.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
And the reason
That's
I'm going to go
toughy.
Casino is because I do love Scarface, but I think Casino's a better movie.
Yeah, it's a good
It's a
movie.
bit like someone asking you, who's your favourite child?
It is.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
Sophie's choice.
It depends what day.
This is Sophie's choice.
Yeah.
And then there's some days we pick neither.
What kids?
Yeah. We're all fathers. Okay. Pulp Fiction, Departed.
Pulp Fiction.
It's so tough. Pulp Fiction's been a favourite. I'll go Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
What would you have gone, Whitey?
Pulp?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was overruled
One of my
anyway, so that's fine.
It's one of my favorite movies. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I think is the worst movie out of this group.
That's left.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I think the worst movie out of this group is Casino.
What have we got left?
So we've got Godfather, Goodfellas, Godfather 2, Casino, Pulp Fiction.
Maybe.
I think Casino is probably the weakest film out of those 5. Adjudicator's rule.
Okay.
We're going to go Godfather, Pulp Fiction.
Well, I'll go Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Godfather.
I'm going Pulp Fiction.
Oh, jeez.
And
wow.
I love The Godfather, but I'm going Pulp Fiction. Goodfellas, Godfather 2.
Goodfellas for me.
Goodfellas.
Okay.
What were you? You going Godfather 2?
I probably would go Godfather 2, but you guys have decided it. Now here's the final. Pulp Fiction, Goodfellas.
I'm going to say, for me, Goodfellas, just because it's true.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm the same.
Well, there we go. People, the winners
nice.
of the inaugural Gangster Shootout is Goodfellas, which gets a hard 5
Did get
on
a
the
hard
Born to
5.
Watch rank
Yeah.
bank, and you should go and listen to that episode. That was a lot of fun. That was fun. A little bit of thought. Think about it. Something different.
That's tough. That's really tough because when you put The Godfather, I'm going to pick that every time against something. But
yeah,
like just about. Like, had it got down to the Godfather and Goodfellas, I'd be.
That's hard.
I don't know what to do
hard.
there. Yeah,
that's hard. Okay, we've got kick-ass credit song, and I'm on the block. I'm Jenny from the block in this one, and it was not easy. I got to say. Just gonna.
Does your song go anything like this? Harry Truman, Doris Day,
No, it
Red
doesn't.
China, Johnny Ray.
It doesn't.
It
It doesn't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do need to try and find it though. I was going to do it on the iPad, but didn't work out. It's called. I can't remember what it's called because Gao changed the name of the carrots. Let's go. There we go. Okay. It's called 85 Carats is a Hell of a Rock. Now, forgive me if I fuck the tune. I've never sung this live before. And I feel a little
None
bit,
of us have ever sung our tunes live before.
I know, we just make it up on the fucking fly. I feel a funny story about Kick-Ass Credit Song is when I was walking Paul through the run sheet. And I said, we do a segment, Kick-Ass Credit Song, where one of us writes a song and then we've got to sing it live on the show. And he goes, you write a song, you sing it live on the show? I go, yeah. He goes, I don't have to do that, do I? And I'm like, no, mate, it's all right. I'm doing it this week. He's like, fucking thank God. That's how we all feel.
That's
still
pretty tough to come straight on and write a song and sing it.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to try and remember the tune. I'm not sure how it goes, but here we go. 85 carats is a hell of a rock. 85 carats is a hell of a rock. If the dog missed the rabbits, we're all proper fucked. Freddy Four Fingers lost a gamble, lost a digit. Bullet Tooth Tony, hope the twins ain't frigid. 5 minutes Turkish, it was 2-5 to go. They wear the same clothes, but the gun don't blow. Boris Bullet Dodger just will not die. It'll take Bullet Tooth to put one in his eye. It's a Ritchie gangster flick. He sure ain't Quentin. When Mickey starts talking, he starts squinting. One punch master, bricked up will shit the bed. And by the end, he will get 2 shotties in the head. 85 carats is a hell of a rock. In slang, snatch means vagina. And penis is a cock.
Well done. Great last rhyme.
There we go. There we
Nice
go.
work.
What'd you think? First kick-ass credit?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
That took about 8 minutes to write, and you can tell. It's actually.
Well, see, that's part of it, Paul. Is that, you can't spend too long on it.
You can't spend too long.
Well, trying to craft the masterpiece, you just kind of like to throw something out there.
It did make me think of the. Fucking know what they're called now.
Do you want to sample any of this moving forward?
I'm thinking, maybe I can put it in something.
Like, what about the frigid line? That was pretty good.
Sabbath, that's what you say. You know the Paranoid story?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Like, so do you know the Paranoid story? So Black Sabbath recording their album, and then the guy that's producing it is like, "Oh, we need another 3 minutes to fill the album." And they're like, "Well, we don't have anything left." So then I think Ozzy Osbourne had fucked off somewhere, and Tony Iommi just started playing something he'd been messing around with, and they came back in, recorded it in like 10 minutes, and it's like the most famous song.
Oh, really? It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, that's Kick-Ass Credit Song.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've ever been likened to Black Sabbath.
And
probably the last. Okay, people. Star of the show. This is where we pick our MVP for the movie. We're going to start with our guest. Who you got?
I think it's got to be Mickey, just because he's hilarious.
Yep.
He knocks everybody out.
Yep.
At will. Sometimes by accident.
Yeah.
And in the end, it turns out he's the smartest cookie in the jar as well.
Yep, that's a fair play.
I think he's. But then Bricktop needs a special mention just because he's
good,
so good. But you could probably
There's a few this time around.
You could probably name 10 people, and you go, that's valid.
G-Man.
I'm the same. I'm thinking special mention for Bricktop because he's a great character, but I'm going to give it to Guy Ritchie because the writing, the dialogue, the pacing, I think it's really good.
Yep.
I think out of all of it, like it's his signature. Well, it's the second time he's done it, but in that genre, and I think it's really good. He's done so well. Yeah. And I remember thinking this movie, both of them were so good when they came out. So I'll give it to Guy.
I do think, like I did a track years ago. It was a remix that I did, and at the time, the bass line, I'm like, oh, should I leave it like that? And then I always regretted it. And I sometimes think when Guy Ritchie, if he ever goes back and watches it, does he think, I should have changed that dialogue for Turkish?
Yeah.
I knew it didn't sound right at the time.
Yeah. I'm going out of the box. I'm going Dennis Farina. I
Mm.
found this time around I really enjoyed him. As you said, there's 6, 8, 10 different performances you could probably pick or people in the movie, but I'm going for Avi this time around. I thought, Don't Go to England was hilarious.
Yep.
I just loved it. So funny. Okay, the rank bank. This is where we rank the movie out of 5.
Mm.
I'm going to give you some options that we're going to rank it as, and I'm going to start with Dags. 5 Dags. You're going to give it some Dags.
Right.
One punch knockouts, caravans, bullet dodges,
Flaming caravans.
flaming caravans is a good one. Bullet dodges, bullet teeths, desert eagles, Muhammad Imad Bruce Lee's, 4th round dives, or pikeys.
86 carats.
It's 86 now.
It was 86 on the
Okay, 86 could be 86 carats. Squeaky dogs.
Squeaky dog. I do like, what was the first one?
Dags.
Dags, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dags.
What about funny
I
angles?
like Dags.
Tommy the Tits.
Funny angles.
Funny angles is a good one.
Funny angles is a good one. You know what? You're the guest.
Yeah, let's go with
funny angles.
Okay.
Well done.
I like that.
That's two important inputs into the podcast you've had so far. The rest of it's been pretty shit. So we're going to start. We always start with the guest. How many funny angles are you giving Snatch?
4.5.
Wow, and that was quick. He was all over that.
Yep,
I love that.
You're
G-Man,
a big fan.
I am
Big
a
fan.
If it would have been a 5 out of 5 if Turkish's dialogue and that Pratt line wasn't in from Bricktop, it would have been a perfect film for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. I like it. G-Man, how many funny angles for Snatch?
I'm going to go 3.75 funny angles because I quite enjoyed this movie. I still think Lock, Stock is slightly better.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to give it that.
G-Man, you and I are in sync. It's
I agree,
it's like
guy.
we've been living together in our periods of synced up, and we're both rushing for the final tampon. 3.75 funny angles. We might cut that. I don't know yet.
Leave it in.
Oh, we'll leave it in.
Leave it
I
in.
don't cut much, to be honest. Only when Morgs talks. Your stuff gets cut. Yeah, I enjoyed this. What I said at the start, I'm still going to stand by. It feels a bit like a music video, and it's a bit chaotic, which is great, but there probably isn't a moment of where you get to breathe. And I think
is that not intentional? Because
it's definitely
they
intentional.
must be shitting themselves all the way through.
Definitely intentional.
Yeah.
So it's a little chaotic, and that's if I'm being super nitpicky. 3.75. G-Man, I think this is going to rank really well.
It ranks pretty high. It ranks alongside about 8 other movies.
Okay, this will be good.
Now, it ranks alongside
You won't get any of these, but
4 pieces of white dog shit,
Step Brothers,
4 banana in the tailpipes,
Beverly Hills Cop,
4 bidets. We mentioned that movie.
Crocodile Dundee,
4 assumptions,
Long Kiss Goodnight,
and 4 votes for Pedro.
Napoleon Dynamite,
4 gobblers knobs,
Groundhog Day,
4 code reds.
A Few Good Men.
So that's how many. They're all on 4.
4's a good score.
Now that brings us in at equal 50th, if you want to, like between 50 and 56. So above it, you've got 4.03 morbidly obese police chiefs.
What's that one?
That's Wonka.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
And right below it, 3.95 six-fingered men for the Princess
that's
Bride.
The Princess Bride. Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. Equal 50th. I think that's almost in the top third. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough when you're 4 out of 5 and you're 50th.
Yeah.
Equal 50th. Okay.
But the thing is, you're usually doing films that you like, don't you?
Well, we do. We haven't done many. We've done a few. Like we've got one that has got 0.5.
Which one was
Rebel Moon Part 2.
Oh.
The Scar Giver.
Yeah. Nico Above the Law didn't go well.
No, there's been a few which we've really
Had a good song. Bad movie.
Oh, mate, Gauss, your song for Nico Above the Law could be the best ever. The best kick-ass song for
I reckon Rick's Leash is probably
Paul Rick's Leash is very good.
Very good.
And so's PSOS times 8.
PSOS 8.
Yeah. Particular set of skills for taken.
Taken, yeah.
For taken. Very good. Particular set of skills you don't We don't know who you are. Particular skills. This ain't no au revoir. Particular skills. I could find you. Could find you Daggett or something. Particular skills. You can hide behind a baguette.
Damo at his best, but it's
Particular
it's a
set of
punchy tune.
skills. Sacre bleu. Particular set of skills. I'm a killer connoisseur. Very good, Damo.
Damo, and
Very
it's
good.
very
That was
catchy.
his first one.
Yeah.
That was his first kick-ass song. And I tell you what,
He
he
was a
fucking
killer.
absolutely crushed it out of the park. Yeah, Rebel Moon 2, 0.25. Yeah, I gave it 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Can't Buy Me Love didn't go well either.
oh, Can't Buy Me Love is tragic. We're going to do, we might start doing some movies that are not great because they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, you can really rip into a few of them.
They are.
We done
they are.
Bloodsport, yeah.
Yeah, we've done Bloodsport. That
I
was
was
one
just
of our first ones.
So Bloodsport and Kickboxer came in at number 120 and number 123.
Yeah,
So they're only one apart from each other. And Roadhouse is in there too. So
Bloodsport got 2.5 kumites.
One of my favorite parts, and when I say favorite, I mean I fucking hate it, is that, you know, when it flashes back and he's a kid.
Oh, you know, the worst kid actor in the history.
The worst, yeah.
you
It
should
gets-
that kid gets hammered.
You need to go and listen to our episode.
I will.
Yeah, and
Alright,
we
son.
absolutely towel up the kid. He's the worst kid actor in the history of kid actors. Yeah. Anyway, well done, mate. That's the end.
Nice work.
Now,
Survived.
before you go, Paul, how can we find? Say people are thinking, oh, I like the cut of Paul Glasby's jib.
Yeah.
Where can we find more of you? I know you're quite big on Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Just DJ. You want to listen to some of your music? Where can we find you?
Well, just type in Paul Glasby to Spotify or
GLAZBY.
Yeah. YouTube.
Yep.
I would imagine. I don't put anything up, but other people have obviously.
Other people do, yeah. Okay.
And then more locally, teamglasby.com.au.
Yep.
If you want to sell your house.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking to sell your house.
Yeah. And then are we talking about?
Yeah, I think you should. So Paul and I are going to work together.
Yeah.
I'm going to help produce a podcast for you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
So that's going to be called When I Grow Up.
Yep.
And because I've had such an unusual career path, I want to interview people that have had, unusual, or not necessarily always unusual career paths. Like some people may have just always done the same thing, but I just think there's value in hearing people's stories.
The story, yeah, for sure. That's
what people
awesome.
have done, how they got to where they are, and hopefully some people that listen. Because I know some people who, they're in a career, they fucking hate it, and they just don't see any way out. And I think hearing other people's stories might just give someone the push to try something
bit
different.
of inspiration.
Yeah,
for sure. That's great.
So we're hoping to start releasing that in December, which will be exciting.
Hopefully, the first one, 17th of December is the plan. Which will be 24 years to the day since I launched my record label.
Yeah. Exciting
times.
Mate, looking forward to that. Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure. You crushed it.
Thanks,
you really
Thanks,
crushed
mate. Well
it.
done.
Thanks,
That was
Great
fun.
to have you on.
And
Make sure you come back soon.
Thanks.
We'll get him back, and we might get him out of his element. We might steer clear of a pommy film and maybe throw him a curveball. Yeah, I don't know.
French cinema.
French, expressionist, French expressionist, silent film.
Actually,
Marcel.
What's that film? The werewolf one, the French one.
Not Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Amazing.
Damo and I talk about it quite a bit.
Yeah. I watched that in Australia. We were doing a tour.
Really?
Yeah, me and my mate were here. We were here for a month. This is 23 years ago. We did a month here. We were flying to New Zealand and back, and we were in Adelaide. And we were.
Oh God, there's nothing to do there.
There's fuck all to do there. So we went. But it's my biggest fan base. I've got more fans in Adelaide than anywhere in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Wow.
Like the first time we ever played there was a Thursday night, and we were like, "Fucking hell, Thursday night in Adelaide, it's going to be shit."
Yeah.
Still to this day, one of the best gigs I ever did. It was bananas, and and I had to I had to do like an encore. I ended up leaving my last record playing and just went to the airport.
That's pretty cool.
There's a story about that flight on the way. I'll tell you that later. Adelaide. Yeah, it's just randomly because if I play in Sheffield, where I'm from, there'll be people from Leeds or Manchester or London, but in Adelaide, everyone, because
Wow.
You can't just drive there.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
So
You wouldn't want to.
yeah, but we were in Adelaide anyway, and we went to the cinema and we're like, let's go and watch this subtitle one.
Yeah.
And then we were like, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really,
really
good.
good.
It's really good. Worth a watch. Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yeah.
Next week, G-Man, I don't. Are you in or are you out? Or
I'm out.
I think you're out.
I'm
yeah.
away again. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a few outs coming
Yeah,
up.
I know, the real world.
I know. I'm over it.
Yeah, so am
I
I.
miss having my mate on the couch.
Yeah.
Well,
That
next week we've got a
sucks.
special guest. Croaksy's coming back,
Oh, is he?
and he's selected a movie. Yeah, you're gonna be bitterly disappointed that you're missing this one.
What is it?
Anchorman.
Oh, that's tough. That's a hard one to miss.
It is a hard one to miss.
60% of the time.
All the
Works
time.
every
It
time.
works every time.
It smells like Bigfoot's dick. It's Anchorman's going to be a lot of fun. Croaksy will be fun. He's great value. Brings a different blend to the podcast every time he's here.
Well, he brings a look back.
He's the greatest look back actor on the planet. He's just he elevates us. You know what he brings out of the podcast? Gravitas.
Gravitas. Yeah. Nice, Croaksy. I'm sorry I'm going to miss him next week.
Anyway, that's it from us today. Thank you, Paul. You
Thank you.
crushed it. Two very good inputs into the podcast.
Thanks.
Let's try and get to 3 next time. G-Man, great having you back, even if it's for 1 week.
1 week.
And we will see you guys next week. Do your homework. Anchorman. It should be fun. Bye for now.
See ya. All right. Good stuff. Nice.
Yeah, so we that